And usually we in the amongst monks we always call, for example, we'll call our seniors, we never call them by their names, we'll always call them Bante as a mark of respect. And it just means respected sir or something like that. It's really, it doesn't have a translation in English like so many words in Pali, but and then the senior monks address the junior monks by their names. So my teacher, for example, would call me Ananda, but I call him Bante. And in Buddhism, everyone's a Bante. It's not a very special, it's just a mark of, I guess, respect towards each other. And when we don't know about the seniority, about the other monk, we'll still call him Venerable or Bante because we just don't know and we want to be respectful or something. And that's the name, how it works. How we got more participants. Namo Buddhaya here on. Yes. How are you? And Eugenia and Patrick, welcome. Good. So today will be a little bit different. We're changing up the schedule a little bit and turning it around. And we'll I'll be talking about the qualities of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So tonight's talk is about being fearless and uplifted. The Buddha taught the monks to remember the good qualities of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha is a very uplifting thing. And Trista, can you mute everybody? That would be great. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. And so we call it also the recollections of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And these are actual contemplations and ways of meditating and cultivating wholesome states of mind, is to remember the good qualities of the triple gem. The triple gem is what we call the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And for our direct purpose, because it can be very uplifting when we know these good qualities, and when we remember them, and when we bring them up to mind. And this gives us upliftment, strength, and it gives us faith also. And I think it's quite important, and I thought that I would touch the subject tonight a little bit more about faith, what we call faith, and what it means in the Western mode of thinking, and what it means more in relation to the Buddha's teaching. And in the Buddha's teaching, the word faith is closer to confidence and strength, but also through understanding. It always comes together with understanding. And that's very important, and it's not a kind of blind faith that we, for example, I tell you to believe in this or that. That's not the kind of faith that we talk about here. This is, on many levels, it works in different ways, but mainly these good qualities of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, they were the praise of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha at the time of the Buddha. This is how the Buddha was known to be, and how the Dhamma was known to be, and how the Sangha was known to be also. So this is kind of the reputation that these triple gems had at that time. And it brings us closer to understanding who the Buddha really was, and what that teaching of his was, the Dhamma, which also just means the way things work, or nature, or simply the law, or the way things work. And the Sangha, which is the pool of people that dedicate their lives to cultivate this wonderful path. And simply touching on this famous or infamous word that is faith in our culture, has kind of taken a bit of a beating over the years. In the Buddha's teaching, faith is one of the first, it is the first of the 5 faculties of the mind, and it's very, very important. In fact, faith or confidence comes first before everything, because without any conviction, without any faith, it doesn't matter if it's the Buddha's teaching or not. In any kind of project, if we don't have this faith, this conviction that our project is going to work, that our direction is the right direction, well, there's no energy that can be deployed. There's no will. There's no action. There's no taking action towards that goal. And so here, this is closer to the kind of faith that I will be talking about in these talks, and concerning the Buddha's teaching especially. And I said in a few other talks that I would try to explain a little bit more about these qualities of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha in a coming talk, because it is quite important to understand. It's quite rudimental to know who the Buddha was, and the Dhamma and the Sangha, and that also this is something that will come up very often, especially in these talks, but in the Buddha's teaching as it is. Because this is probably one of the first chants that monks learn. The monks have to commit to memory a book that is called the Book of Protections. It's a book that is filled with what are called protective chants, but also very rudimental, elementary suttas to know as a monk beginning on the path, and we have to commit these to memory. And these good qualities of the triple gem are one of the very first chants or recitation that we learn. And you've heard me say it before. And so tonight's talk is going to be mostly a meditation. And we will kind of soak in these good qualities as I will bring them up. And for our purpose, there's a sutta where the Buddha says to Visakha, one of his most prominent supporter, female supporter, very generous, wise lady named Visakha, and he was telling her about the Uposatha, the observance day, which is every couple of weeks, is taking the 8 virtues and for one day, and practicing, taking one day, literally in the Western mode of thinking, would be just taking one day of retreat every week or every couple of weeks, like one day in the weekend or something. And for our direct purpose in meditation, because we often begin our loving kindness meditation with a joyful object, with an object that brings these wonderful qualities within us, and the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha can be that object, very much, very uplifting. And in that sutta, the Buddha directly explains to Visakha, well, this is a practical path of meditation that you can take and cultivate and put effort into developing, so that when you think of the good qualities of the Buddha, there joy arises. And then when there's joy, the mind becomes tranquil and the body is tranquil. And when the body and the mind are tranquil, there's nothing but happiness. And when the mind is completely happy and still like this, it's not flowing outside, it's completely content. And that is meditation. And so this is how the Buddha was teaching also different pathways of getting into that state. And remembering the good qualities of the Dhamma also is very, very powerful. The Dhamma is a very powerful thing, and it's very firm, and we'll go through all of it, but it is a very reassuring also object of meditation. And the Sangha also, very uplifting. And I invite you to take a position in which you feel comfortable again. And we will begin with these recollections, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and then we will flow into the loving kindness. And that will be tonight's session. And here is the full chant in Pali, and then I will break it down word by word, and we will soak in the good qualities of each of these. And now simply relax. Take a posture in which you feel comfortable and attentive and happy. And relax your whole body. And smile. Iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vija charana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehipassiko panayiko pachetang vaditabo vinyuhiti Supatipanno bhagavato sawakasango Ujupatipanno bhagavato sawakasango Nyaya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samichi patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang chittari purisa yugani atta purisa pugala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pauneyo dakhineyo anjalikaraniyo Anutterang punya ketang lokasati sadhu sadhu sadhu. Now you can bring up to mind the Buddha. It doesn't matter how much you know about him. Doesn't matter if it's a beautiful statue that you like. We'll just begin with what you know here and now. Iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho. Iti piso bhagava. This is how he is, the exalted one. One who has gone beyond the state of this earth. Who has encompassed this whole world with his mind and understood and gone beyond. Beyond the mind and the body concepts, fabrications. This is partly the word for Bhagava. Araham means fully awakened, a worthy person, truly worthy. An arahant is someone who has let go of all 10 fetters, which include pride, anger, selfishness, who has gone beyond all of these states. In the mind of an arahant, anger cannot arise. And you can feel this. Imagine how it would be. Never to have any kind of anger ever arising in your mind. Restlessness, agitation are impossible for an arahant. They are states that are left behind. Worry, anxiety, no more. In the mind of an arahant, this does not exist, cannot exist. The mind has been purified to such a state that all these unwholesome states of worry, anxiety, anger, jealousy, impatience simply cannot arise. The mind of an arahant is so still, so collected, what we call samadhi, that all it can know is constant liberation. Constantly, moment by moment. In the Vinaya Pitaka, the basket of moral conducts for monks, the awakening of the Buddha is explained. And it is mentioned that he stayed cross-legged for 7 days at the foot of the tree of awakening, only enjoying the bliss of release. Without needing any food. Without needing any external things. Completely relieved. The Buddha himself said that the mind of a Buddha and the mind of an arahant are inconceivable things. They are beyond the mind. Measureless. Without any distractions. Imagine how that would feel for you. To only experience the joy of relief constantly. Completely content. Not ever needing anything. Samma Sambuddho. There are 2 types of Buddhas, a Pacceka Buddha, a solitary Buddha, and a Samma Sambuddha. The first one attains awakening by himself. And knows just enough to attain awakening on his own, but not necessarily enough to teach other people. The Samma Sambuddha is a Buddha that also discovers, breaks through to the Dhamma on his own, but has to work at it for a very, very, very long time, cultivating very wholesome qualities of mind constantly, lifetime after lifetime. Helping, constantly helping others. In any way possible. And purifies his own mind for such a long time. The Samma Sambuddha has explored the world in all of its corners, in all of the states of beings that are possible, has encompassed all of it, and breaks through to the Dhamma on his own without a teacher. Truly unique. Doesn't happen very often. Many, many eons or kappas are required. Literally, a kappa is a world, a universe expansion and a universe contraction. A big bang and a big shrink. Many eons, many, many millions of lifetimes. With one intention in mind: doing good. At any price, being good, helping. And not simply idle, but forward help. Going out to help. And going in. Vijja charana sampanno. One endowed with knowledge and conduct together. The Buddha was praised for his truly profound understanding and knowledge of the Dhamma, of the world. But knowledge is one thing, and the way we behave is another. And the Buddha was known to walking the talk, walking the path that he taught. Not saying one thing and practicing the opposite. No abuse, no misbehavior. Truly a master of oneself. Sugato, one whose going is auspicious, one whose going is happy, the happy one, the one at ease. Only to look at the Buddha was a truly beautiful sight, peaceful sight. The embodiment of happy contentment. And compassion and loving kindness. Some people might wonder, well, what's left in the mind of an arahant or a Buddha? When it's not enjoying the complete bliss of release in mental grace, it experiences compassion, loving kindness. The Buddha said, I have love for those without feet. I have love for those with 2 feet. I have love for those with 4 feet. I have love for those with many feet. And he encouraged those who listened to him to cultivate this same state. Now you can imagine what that would feel like for you. Or perhaps to see someone like that embodies these qualities. Perhaps you feel joy within. Perhaps you feel inspired. And this is the goal of this meditation. The Buddha told the monks in another sutta, the Dhajjaga Sutta, protection of the banner. He said that Sakka, the king of the Devas, when there was war in the celestial planes, told the Devas if they ever became frightened or seized with fear, that they should look up at the top of his banner, and they would be uplifted, free from fear. And if they couldn't find his banner, to look up at the top of one of the Lord of the Devas' banners, Izina, Varuna, Pajapati's banner, and that they would be uplifted. But then the Buddha told the monks, these Devas that look at the top of these banners, fear could leave them. They could be uplifted. Or they could not. And the reason for that is that the mind of even those Devas is not completely pure. They are still subject to fear. But the Buddha has gone beyond fear. And this is another purpose for these recollection meditations, is to recollect that in the mind of the Buddha, fear cannot arise. The Buddha and the Arahants are fearless. And bringing this understanding within our own mind, we can touch this fearlessness, even so brief. And the more we practice this, the more we start really understanding how the mind of an awakened person truly feels like. Sattha Deva Manussanang Buddha Bhagavati. Teacher of Devas and humans, awakened and blessed. The Buddha was known to not only teach human beings, but the Devas came to him later at night. And only those with very good, sharp faculties and open minds within the monks could see them. But the Buddha did not sleep very much, only a couple hours a night. And he spent most of that time in the evening teaching the Devas that came to him. Constantly helping out of compassion, whether they were humans or Devas. Constantly teaching helping living beings understand the Dhamma, how things work, so that they can benefit from it and live in accordance with goodness. That is the Buddha. And the Buddha said, wherever you see the Dhamma, you see me. Whenever you see me, you see the Dhamma. And this brings us into the recollection of the Dhamma. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo. Well explained is the Blessed One's teaching. That is the threefold training, the eightfold path. Very clear. Morality or virtue, meditation or mental development, and then wisdom. Morality is the ground for mental development. Mental development is the ground for wisdom. And wisdom is the ground for virtue. This wheel of the Dhamma that keeps turning. Without hurting living beings, without stealing, without lying, without committing any kind of misbehavior. Doing good around, being good, and then developing the mind, abandoning anger when it arises, abandoning jealousy when it arises, abandoning selfish thoughts when they arise, letting them go, relaxing, coming back to a wholesome state, which is loving kindness or joy, compassion. And the mind opens up, becomes brighter, becomes more aware. The ability to listen increases. The inner tension is released. We naturally become more happy, more uplifted. Beneficial presence around us to all living beings. An island for people. And as the mind opens up, we understand the Dhamma with wisdom. These unwholesome states, they are not for our own good. Anger is not happiness. They bring up tension. They come from tension. They come from clinging, holding, attachments. And when we let them go, we feel that release and we enjoy it. We take pleasure in this release. Blameless happiness. And this is the path, and we know the path. That is wisdom, the Four Noble Truths. Seeing what is unbeneficial, hurtful, abandoning it, and moving towards the beneficial and the wholesome. And this is the Buddha's path that he taught. Clear, well-defined, without many obscurities. Sanditthiko, directly visible. Anger arises. The whole body becomes tensed. The mind of an angry person is tight, not very happy. We see this. We let go and relax. Instantly there is relief. Sanditthiko, directly visible. Akaliko, immediate. Not delayed in time. No long time promises. You get what you see. And you get what you practice. You get the results of the effort you put in. You meditate for 5 minutes during the day, you get 5 minutes of benefit. You meditate 5 hours during the day, you get 5 hours of benefit. Immediate. Ehipassiko, inviting. The more we align with goodness, the more we learn to release these unwholesome states and take pleasure in the release. It is a truly inviting path, inviting one to come and observe. Observe how things work. Opanayiko, leading upwards. Simply following the 5 virtues, one becomes uplifted. Practice for a longer period of time. One's life become very good, very enjoyable. Releasing the tension in the mind and learning to let go and open. Is uplifting, leading upwards. Paccetang vaditthabo vinyuhiti. To be experienced by the wise for oneself. This is not a path of heedlessness. This is not a path of carelessness. This is the path of wisdom. This is a path of putting in effort. This is, in some ways, can be a fairly difficult path. Because the quick benefits of doing only things that will serve our own purpose and only us is quite appealing sometimes. Quick results, big gains. But is it really beneficial, and is it really sustainable? What are we leaving behind? And this path requires wisdom. It is cultivating wisdom, but it also requires a lot of wisdom. Just to be here now requires quite a bit of wisdom. And so wisdom is the end of the path, but it is also the beginning. And this path is to be experienced by the wise, each for oneself, direct experience for oneself. Nobody can awaken somebody else. You have to do it on your own. But there is good friendship. We can help each other on our path. And this introduces the Sangha, the order of monks, and everyone that takes part in the Dhamma. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Good is the practice of the awakened one's Sangha. Ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Straight is the practice of the awakened one's Sangha. Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Wise is the practice of the awakened one's Sangha. Samicipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Meaningful is the practice of the awakened one's Sangha. Truly practicing for the welfare and benefit of all living beings. A truly uplifting object of recollection. All these people whether they are dedicating their whole life to this wonderful teaching of helping others, of abandoning anger and jealousy and all these unwholesome states, and becoming a better person, becoming a helpful person, a generous person that doesn't hurt any living beings, that doesn't steal, that doesn't lie. Or anyone that is partaking in that training. What a wonderful sight. What an uplifting recollection. And the truth is, so many people are. Last time I heard, I think there was a fifth of the world's population that followed the Buddha's teaching. It is a big Sangha out there. of virtue, mental development, and release, helping. Yadidang chattari purisa yugani yatta purisa puggala. The four pairs of people, the stream enterer, the once returner, the non-returner, and the arahant, the four stages of awakening. These four kinds of people are living within the Sangha. The 8 kinds of persons, whether they are on the path of one of these stages or they have attained the fruit, which means they are established in that state of liberation. These people are practicing within the Sangha. Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho ahuneyo. The Sangha of the Awakened One is worthy of offerings. Pahuneyo, worthy of hospitality. Dakineyo, worthy of generosity. Anjalikaraniyo, worthy of respect. These people that are trying to do everything they can to abolish their own pride, abolish their own selfishness. A gift given to someone who doesn't need much brings great fruits, great benefits, and it can be used for a long time. And it can be well taken care of, respected. Anuttarang punya ketang lokasati. This is an unsurpassed field of goodness for the universe. Practicing contentment with only what is. Constantly putting down anger. Putting down selfish desires. Putting down jealousy. Putting down revenge. Putting down obstinacy. Putting down pride. And becoming truly liberated. And being uplifted with these wonderful qualities of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Maybe you have a stronger desire now to practice. Maybe faith is stronger. To remember that there is a whole Sangha out there that is practicing the same path, that are practicing for goodness. And we can resonate with this pool of wholesome states. This pool of loving kindness. And with a smile, you can bring this beautiful, warm glowing feeling of loving kindness in the center of your chest. And let it spread throughout your whole body. Relax any tension in your mind or in your body. And become this sun of boundless love, shining out in all directions. In front of you, behind, to the left, to the right, above and below. Allow the light of your love to fill the entire universe. The boundless love of the Buddha. Who could only feel love and compassion for beings. Not the kind of love that comes with attachments and conditions and opinions and judgments. The kind of love that is completely unconditioned. The Buddha said, like a mother would love her only child, so should we develop love for all living beings in the same way. For all living beings. And let the joy arise. Don't try to keep it away. Joy is one of the awakening factors It is to be cultivated. It will feed the feeling of loving kindness. Relax any tension in your mind, any distraction. Relax the tension. Come back to the loving kindness with a smile. Let it go. Sabitiyo vivajantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayu ko bhava bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devata sabba buddha dhamma sanghanu bhavena sarasati bhavantu te. May all misfortunes be avoided, may all diseases be averted, may all dangers be destroyed, and may you live happily for a very long time. May all blessings be upon you, and may all the devas protect you by the powers of all the Buddhas, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. May you be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I see we've gone beyond our time here. And so slowly, as you feel comfortable, you can bring this loving kindness back into your life, into your daily activities, and share it with people. Extend it. This is an every moment practice. And perhaps, does anybody have any question? I see Grace having a good time. Okay, well, I think we maybe have we come to an arrangement or a date for this puja, Kuti puja? Marty and Hiran, this is mainly concerning you two, I think.
I think you should speak now.
Oh, can you not hear me?
No, I said Marty should speak.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think very many people know about it.
Okay.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Sadhu,
really enjoyed that.
Good.
Grant and I, we live in Blewett, and we have welcomed a kuti, which is a dwelling place for a monk here on our land, and we would like to have people over to hear some suttas and paritas from Bhante and share food. So we are thinking to do that on Friday. I will send around an email with more details. And I actually would like Haran to speak about it,
Sure.
Because Haran knows more about this tradition than I do.
Of course. So, as you all know, Buddhist monk would only carry 8 main things. I think Bhante can expand a little more about that. But also, Bhantes usually don't stay, don't live a luxurious life. They have very limited living arrangements. So the kuti is something that Bhante would stay away from the lay people. Lay people are us. We are called, if you take refuge of the Dharma, the people who take refuge is called Upasika and Upasika. So Upasika means a gentleman who is in this path. Upasika is a woman who is in this path as a lay person. And then again, we call a Bante as a respect, like Bante spoke just before we started. So when you make a puja, when you offer a puja kuti for a Bante, it's one of the greatest offering. I mean, I was so thrilled to just hear about it because back home in Sri Lanka, I was able to do things like that. But here, I mean, to come to Canada and be able to take part in that is beyond words because, it's such great merit. Um, these kind of merits, literally, I mean, Acolyte, if you believe in, will keep you in a really good place. I'd like Bante to explain about it later because I don't want to get superstitious about it. And then my wife Ureshni would like to share food with everyone who comes after offering dana to Bante and after offering the kuti with joining with Marty and Grant. So I can't wait to do that, and I hope to see you all on Friday if it's possible. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good. So there will be, I believe, I will go for alms and to Marty's house, and there will be occasion to partake in this, and then after the meal offering, it is a custom to we've put down some rocks to delimit the area of the kuti where it is, and usually the monks, the sangha, would gather and chant some paritas, the protective chants, and some suttas, for example, like the Metta Sutta, the instructions on loving kindness from the Buddha, which is also a protective chant in itself. And these protective chants have the way they work is that mostly their power is in the mind. So when we understand what they mean, it's and I will recite them in Pali in the traditional way and in English so that people can understand. And they are not limited to just their power is not limited to only just understanding with the mind, but a big part of it goes through that. And we invite all living beings in all realms to come, and especially celestial ones, and to protect this piece of land and this wonderful generosity, this act of generosity, and to protect it. And this will last quite a while, and so I will be reciting paritas for, I'm assuming, about at least 2-3 hours, and so, and perhaps even more. And everybody can just leave at any time. It's not a requirement. You don't have to stay or anything. It's really up to the people. There's no obligation at any point or anything. It's really from your own will, and I think that's about it for. Okay, that's about it for my side of things. I think I saw Marty says that her computer crashed or something, so she's not there anymore. Yeah. So yes, but I think Marty will send an email out to everybody, and with a bit more details, but yes, so I think Friday will be the day. So obviously we're saying this, and everybody here is invited, of course.
Would it be appropriate to bring kids?
Sure. Yes.
That's $3 rambunctious little people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No problem, no problem at all. It's not like a meditation retreat where everybody has to be quiet or anything. It's really, in fact, it's a very open, uh, yeah, very open event. So that's it.
Thank you, Bante.
Okay, sadhu sadhu. Let's share our merits, and then we can end on this.
Bante,
Oh
sorry.
yes.
There was a question here from Eugenia. She
Oh.
says, I might not be able to attend or to join physically. Is it possible to have it on Zoom again so I can meditate while you're chanting away?
Oh, okay. Sure. We can probably arrange something.
I'd be happy to set it up for us.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Sadhu sadhu sadhu. Good. And okay. Well, good. And then I'll end this with the sharing of merits. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty powers, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha Sasana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a beautiful week and take good care of yourselves, and hopefully see you Friday.
Merci.
Ça fait plaisir. Passe une bonne nuit.